Ain't nobody reading all that. Yeah, no, you know why you're not gonna read all that? And the other people won't read it? Because that would mean that you would have to take ownership of your own fucking bullshit. Coming online and blasting a widow for how she grieves, which does not match how you think she should be grieving, doesn't make her the villain, makes you the villain. And going to read it, word for word, coming from a widow, because you're not a widow. Can't even fucking write your own name. Shit, are you a kid? Are you a teenager? Even teenagers are not ashamed of their own name. So I'm not expecting somebody who can't even write their real name on internet, who's hiding behind a screen to go bullshit people online. I can't expect you to go and read that. Can you even read, first of all? Did you ask ChatGPT to write, ain't nobody reading all that? ChatGPT, can you write, ain't nobody reading all that? Copy, paste. There you go. Because reading all that, coming from a widow who's not judging another widow, you would be the bad guy. You would be the villain. It's easier to put Erica as being the villain for showing off, for being on stage, for showing your kids, for being on TV, and being a fucking star who's shining, by the way. She's the villain. But according to whom? Somebody who has no life and watches Erica Kirk's shine? Who's sitting in their darkness all day? At least she's integrating her darkness. She's not hiding and shying away from it like you. The only reason you're not gonna read this is because you don't want to hear how shitty your behavior is. Not Erica. Erica is living her life. Man, her husband died, so she doesn't even know. She's like, she came this close. Not because the bullet was close to her. Death came this close to her life. Too close, okay? As a widow, I've been 9 Christmases with my husband. He died of cancer in 2017 when I had a 6-month-old and a 2.5-year-old in my arms, still breastfeeding, okay? So my mom passed away like 12 years ago, which was like, okay, you grieve your mom. But my husband was definitely too close for comfort, for death. We expect our parents to die. Our partner, you expect it when they're like fucking 80, 90, not 32. And when you lose somebody at 32, and I was 32 as well, it's like, yeah, I guess I'm gonna start living my life and fuck it. Fuck what other people will say, because if I'm living for other people, I'll stay in my house and never do shit, never live my dream. And so, you know what? For so many years, she was with her husband, hiding behind him, supporting him. He was the star. She was putting him on a pedestal. And now God said, no, girl, you're the one shining now. You're the one on the pedestal now, and you're the main character. He's gone. And so, you having not lived losing your husband, which will never, unless you're gay, possible. You'll never understand what that means and what that feels. And so instead of just owning that you're just a shitty person for judging a widow without knowing anything about that, and just projecting your own darkness and your own wounds, emotional wounds, you're gonna make her the villain instead of admitting that you don't have a life worth living right now. And instead you rather watch Erica Kirk's, everything about Erica Kirk's, because she's more interesting and she's got a better life than you. Oh, what if you were at her place? What would you do with all that money? Would you go and hide? Stop imagining yourself at her place. Start living your own life, because you're lucky you're still there. And if you have your girlfriend or your boyfriend with you, lucky they're still alive. So the only reason you would not read that is because you damn fucking know that I'm fucking right. But you're not ready to admit it. Because admitting that I'm right, that your behavior is shitty, is admitting that she's not the villain and you are. And that day go until you're ready for your spiritual awakening. Until then, you're not gonna want to look at yourself in the mirror, because I'm your fucking mirror. And I'm telling you what I see. And as a widow who's 9 years in, I can tell you more about grief than you can tell me. I can teach you more about grief and about stages. Fuck the stages. The one rule about grief that therapists tell you when you're grieving is that there's no rule about grief. Even the stages, they go. So if you expect her to be acting the way you think somebody should be acting as a griever, good luck. You'll never find anything good about her. Because she's not grieving according to a fucking book. Because you know what? Most people will only show you what you see in books. And they're gonna fucking hide in the back. I've been blasted in Quebec for how I think about the law of attraction, the universe, the meaning that I created to stay alive today, okay? I believe when God takes something away from you, it's because he's bringing you something better, including my husband. Does that mean I don't grieve him? No, I grieve him again. I still grieve him to this day. And it's worse now than it was year one, okay? Year one, I was fine. I had lots of money, it was easy, no stress. Okay, I cried here and there, but I was in survival mode with 2 babies. My kids are grown now. They're 9 and 10. I don't have that inheritance anymore because I used it to survive and stay home with my kids, start my business. I'm a coach certified in neuroscience, by the way. And you know what? I discovered, my emotions, they only unlock at a certain point when my brain feels safe to do so. So if you're expecting to see grief right off the bat from her, you're gonna see she's giving you somehow what you expect a little bit from her. But you expect her to go and hide behind a rock and never come out anymore. Because if she did, then you would not be uncomfortable. When a widow like her, like the lady on the video, she's like, but you have Jackie Kennedy, who's, or super sad. And no, that was, you can be sad. This is appearances. And that time, she had to look like this. She went in and hid with her children. She grieved just by themselves. Yeah, well, she probably fucking suffered. Grief needs to be witnessed. You think it's a good thing for a widow to go in isolation? You have to be fucking kidding me. To say that the way Jackie Kennedy grieved was better because you were not uncomfortable seeing her. The only reason you're complaining about Erica Kirk, that she's on TV and stuff, is because she's putting in your damn face what grief can look like. And that you haven't healed from your own grief yet. And you've blamed your grief for not being able to do anything. And here she is. She literally just lost her husband from a shooting. And now she's on national TV. She's the example of what you can accomplish even while grieving. And that nobody's ready to look at themselves in the mirror because you've always blamed this and that and this for not being where you want to be. So of course I'm not going to read that because that would mean that you're behind where you wish you were in life. And that would mean that you're the bad guy, not her. For judging a widow. For what you think should be in grief. Like, when I started being comfortable crying in front of people I liked, my friends. Good friends though. Not just people I know. Good friends. Not even my family. My family, they're all cut off anyway. In-laws, all cut off. I had a hard time crying by myself. But man, I cried in my shower for hours. I would empty the hot water tank every night. Every fucking night. For many years. I went into depression, you know when? Year 4. 1, 2, 3. Year 3, 4. Yeah, between 3 and year 4, that's when it hit. Bam. Not year 1. Year 1 was a good year. I'm like, man, okay. I'm doing a lot better than I expected. And I was like, I'm better than the other widows. Yeah, I'm not crying. Fuck that shit. 9 years now, man, fuck. I sing a song and I cry, okay? So, the only reason you're not gonna read this shit, because you can't go look at yourself in the mirror. Because what you're gonna read is the fucking truth and you know it. And you're not there yet. And you don't know in a work to admit that you're the one who's wrong here.